Yo, guys, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I will be discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. I do have to start this podcast on a somber note. I have to give a rest in peace to Marvel comic artist Jacopo Camagni. He passed away a few days ago at the age of 46. I'm double checking that right now. I'm sorry, at the age of 48. He passed away on March 1st following complications from heart surgery. So I read a few of the books that he drew. It really wasn't a lot, but he was working on the Scarlet Witch book with Steve Orlando. I did see his art in Captain Marvel. He worked on X-Men Red, Deadpool Unleashed, Hawkeye versus Deadpool, which I read, but that was a fun book. X-Men Blue, World War Hulks, Captain America versus Wolverine. That's basically where pretty much everybody got turned into a Hulk. Strike Force, which was a comic, basically like not necessarily like the Mystic people, but it was like a few of like the lower level people. So like Blade, Spider-Woman, Angela. I can't remember who else. He did Trials of X. He did the Venom and X-Men, Poison X crossover that was part of I think it was like Venomverse or something like that. And one of my favorite books, Deadpool the Duck. So basically, this was a book where Deadpool and Howard the Duck fused together. I also believe he was working on the Magic and Colossus book that is supposed to be coming out this April. I don't know how much of it he's supposed to be doing because that's a mini series or what. He also worked on the Binary Age of Extinction tie-in and the Sabretooth tie-in. Those might have just been covers. But yeah, 48 is honestly too young to be passing away from complications from heart surgery. So yeah, rest in peace, Jacopo Camagni. He also worked on the Star Wars Canon Jars miniseries that came out about 7-8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember how long ago it was when it came out, but that was also a good miniseries. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Also, man, I'm not a religious person, but I'm gonna put up a prayer for Bruce Campbell. So Bruce Campbell has been diagnosed with cancer. He revealed to everybody via social media, put out a post of him on his property. He said, "Hi folks, these days when someone is having a health issue, it's referred to as an opportunity. So let's go with that. I'm having one of those. It's also a type of cancer that's treatable, not curable. I apologize if that's a shock. It was to me too. The good news is I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'm posting this because professionally, a few things will have to change. Appearances and cons and work in general need to take a back seat to treatment. My plan is to get as well as I possibly can over the summer so that I can tour with my new movie, Ernie and Emma, this fall. There are several cons this year that I have to cancel, big regrets on my part. Treatment needs and professional obligations don't always go hand in hand. That's about it. I'm not trying to enlist sympathy or advice. I just want to get ahead of this information in case false information gets out, which it will. They're not. I'm a tough old son of a bitch, and I have great support. So I expect to be around for a while. As always, you're the greatest fans in the world, and I hope to see you soon. Much love, Bruce Campbell." I honestly saw that, and I was like, fuck. Because Bruce Campbell is one of those actors who's been in my life since I was a fucking child. Although I didn't see Evil Dead and Army of Darkness first, he has worked with Sam Raimi on damn near every single thing that he's done. So my first experience with Bruce Campbell is actually from Hercules and Xena, where he played what's his his name? It wasn't Joxer. Autol- Autolycus. Apparently, he was only on 8 episodes of Xena, and he did not play that character on Hercules. He played Rob Tapert. But oh, yes, he did. Oh, wait, what? Was there 2 separate Hercules series? Okay, so that's why is Hercules Legendary Journeys on here twice? They like bring it back or something. So yeah, okay, so he was on that for 10 episodes because it says from 95 to 99. Oh, he just came back sometime in 98. But yeah, Evil Dead, obviously, Ash Adams. I'm sorry, Ash Williams. Uh, you know how horror movies always have the final girl. So Ash was he might have been the first final boy in a horror movie that I've seen. But yeah, obviously the Spider-Man trilogy, Sky High, The Lady Killers. Uh, Not really a good movie, but Oz the Great and Powerful. He was in Cars 2. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as the Pizza Papa guy. But yeah, man, Bruce Campbell, man, he is that dude. Burn Notice. I only watched Burn Notice for him. I always talk about USA being in their renaissance in like the 2000s. So obviously, Psych, White Collar, Common Law, Suits, Burn Notice, Royal Pains. So yeah, I watched like I want to say like maybe like the first 3 seasons of Burn Notice for him. But yeah, he also appeared on Psych as Dr. Ashford and Simpson in the episode A Nightmare on Stale Street, which is part of the final season. Also, Ash versus Evil Dead. Stars, fuck y'all for canceling that show after 3 seasons. That show was great. And like like when Stars got rid of that, that's when I was like, I'm getting rid of Stars because I honestly didn't have anything else to watch on Stars because Stars was just one of those networks that just they had good movies from time to time, but then for some weird reason, their licensing started to go to shit, and they just had like bad movies. So like, um, then they started doing TV shows. Like I think that was like around the time like they started doing Power, Outlander, and stuff like that. And I only kept Stars for 2 reasons: Ash versus Evil Dead, and a show called was it Da Vinci's Demons? I want to say. I believe they canceled it after 2 seasons. Yes, it was Da Vinci's Demons. I'm sorry, they canceled it after 3 seasons. Oh, in American Gods. So American Gods was actually the last straw because they canceled that in the middle of the pandemic. So yeah. Um, Prayers of the beat to Bruce Campbell. Um, I hope treatment goes well for him. Also, get his autobiography. I believe it's called The Chin, if I'm not mistaken. It's not listed on his Wikipedia page, but I do believe it's called The Chin. And he wrote the second part because I think the first one only deals with like up to like the 70s or whatever. Also, he's got I didn't know about this one. He's got a book called Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way. So yeah, I'm gonna check that one out as well. Order that on the Amazon later today. All right, so a movie I never saw. I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna watch this one, but Mike Flanagan, horror icon, creative, did the Clayface movie for DC. Was doing a Carrie series that wrapped a couple months ago. He's also working on The Exorcist. I guess this is another movie. This has nothing to do with the Exorcist movie with Lawrence Fishburne. So, 11 people that Mike Flanagan usually work with have joined the cast of this movie. That's Rahul Kohli, who I know from iZombie. Hamish Linklater, who is the voice of Batman on Batman Cape Crusader. If we ever get a second season of that. Gil Bellows, who I have no idea who he is. Carl Lumbly, shout out to Carl Lumbly, the GOAT. First adult black superhero I've ever seen on TV. He was Mantis. He provided the voice of Martian Manhunter and Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. He was on Supergirl as a Martian. He played Dick Halloran in Doctor Sleep. I don't know what else, but those are the things I know Carl Lumbly from. Robert Longstreet, never heard of him. Matt Bedell, never heard of him. Samantha Soyan, never heard of her. Kate Siegel, is Kate Siegel Katie Siegel? Is she going by Kate now? I want to make sure because Kate Siegel and Katie Siegel are two different people. But she's from A Haunting in Hill House, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Bly Manor, The Fall of the House of Usher, all Mike Flanagan properties. John Gallagher Jr., never heard of him. Benjamin Pajak, no, and Carla Gugino. Carla Gugino, y'all may remember from Sin City. She played the lesbian cop. And if that doesn't jog a memory, just, go watch that movie and you'll remember. You're like, oh, her. I also know her from Californication with David Duchovny that I rewatched about a year ago, 2 years ago at this point. She was also in San Andreas, Spy Kids, Night at the Museum, also in The Fall of the House of Usher. So yeah, depends on whenever the trailer drops. I'll check it out. But The Exorcist was never one of those things that was, I was like, ooh, spooky shit. My only bit of information of The Exorcist comes from Scary Movie 2, I want to say, because I don't remember what the cold open was. Was it Scream? Because it had to be Scary Movie 2 with James Woods and Andy Richter singing "Shake Your Ass," and just me being who I am now as versus who I was as a kid. Did they really say nigga? They did. I'm pretty sure James Woods was fine with it. Andy Richter, I'm not so sure. But yeah, and James Woods, as the priest fucking the possessed girl. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Scary Movie 2. All right. So Paramount, I told you guys last week, it's buying Warner Brothers. So they put out a rollout about, well, it's really just details about the merger if it actually goes through. So they're saying HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be combined into one singular service, which is good for me because I pay for HBO Max via cable and Paramount Plus separate. So there's that. So they said that they plan on releasing 15 films per studio with a 45 theatrical window for each film. So 30 movies a year, 45 theatrical day window. Sounds about right. So apparently, I don't know why they would do this, but with the companies merging, they will be approximately $75 billion in debt. I mean, at least they're, honest with their debt. Unlike some people who shall remain nameless, but his name rhymed with Ronald Rump. They are going to be $6 billion in cost cutting, including consolidation on tech infrastructure, real estate, and corporate overheads, and more. There are no plans to sell or spin off of any of their cable assets, with the flexibility to put sports like UFC on any cable network, because all the UFC stuff actually airs on Paramount Plus. They said they will continue to license movies and TV shows to other studios and platforms. And they said that AI will be a tool for artists, but never a replacement for storytellers. And I get it, everybody's trying to get on this AI bubble before it bursts. Like even Seth MacFarlane used AI to deepfake himself as Bill Clinton in Ted. I saw the clip online. It really doesn't look good. It looks like it was kind of shot on a green screen because the thing is he's supposed to be in a Dunkin' Donuts. So I don't know if they shot it on a green screen and like rotoscoped him into it in post-production or what. But yeah, I'm not feeling the AI thing. Yeah, you can use AI as a tool, but how long until that tool actually takes over for people? Like Seth MacFarlane just said, fuck everything that we were on strike for about 3 years ago. I'm gonna use this in my TV show. It's like, who the fuck is even watching Ted on Peacock? Like, now that Bel Air is in it, I don't really watch any Peacock originals. I'm just on there for like Psych, even though I did start watching it on Prime, but that's a whole nother story. So I just watch like some of the Peacock originals, like running back, like I'm getting ready to run back the Best Man Holiday. I mean, not the Best Man Holiday, that's the movie. Best Man, the Final Chapters. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, $79 billion in debt. I don't know how the fuck do you recoup $79 billion of debt? That's the question. Because make it make sense. All right, my next story before I go on, almost at lunch, on my break. It's about God of War. So the photo came out last week. Everybody lost their shit, and we're still not done with casting. So Lewis Cunningham has been cast as Modi in God of War. So if you don't know who Modi is, check it out. I don't want to say anything because it'll spoil it. But apparently, Lewis Cunningham is on Bridgerton. I'm trying to see if he has a Wikipedia page, but apparently he does not. So, according to the overview of on Google, he was also on Marie Antoinette. He played Louis XVI on the Marie Antoinette series, which was airing on PBS. But yeah, I can't find a Wikipedia page. I thought maybe he was from Bridgerton. Oh wait, he is from Bridgerton. I didn't mean Bridgerton. I meant Outlander. So yeah, no Wikipedia for him, but congratulations to him. That's a different Lewis Cunningham. Anyway, I'm taking my break. I'm gonna go get me some Dubby, and I will be right back. This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix one packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task. And go to debbie.gg and use my promo code Angry Blerd 10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's debbie.gg with promo code Angry Blerd 10. All right, I am back. So letting you guys know, I probably got like 4 stories left. Slow news week. Everybody's kind of holding their stuff off until what's first? SDCC, I believe. Anyway, so trailers have come out since last Saturday. So the Scary Movie 6 trailer officially dropped on Monday after Marlon leaked it himself. He went into the theaters. He went very rogue with it, I want to say. So he recorded it in the theater at the premiere of Scream 7 and got the reactions of everybody and, shouted out to the people and left. So it looks very good. We are back to the way Scary Movie should have been. I wish that, Sean, Marlon, and Keenan never left, but, they got into it with Harvey Weinstein and then I believe his brother Bob. But I think Bob was more of the level-headed one, so it was probably more than likely Harvey. But it looks good. I mean, some of the parodies we're getting in this are Get Out, Nope, Long Legs, Heretic, Sinners, obviously Scream, got Terrifier, Megan, Smile, Wednesday, Weapons, The Substance. We got to see Anna Faris as Laurie Strode in the more recent iteration of the Halloween movies. Regina Hall as Ma from Ma. Hard Eyes. But yeah, a lot of people are coming back. Like I think I brought this up before when I was talking about it. So Anna Faris is back. Regina Hall's back. Sean is back. Obviously, Marlon. Lachlan Monroe's back. Sherry O'Terry. Dave Sheridan is back as Doofy. Chris Elliott is back again. Apparently, Damon Wayans is going to be in this one. I'm sorry, Damon Jr. Kim Wayans is going to be in it as well. Heidi Gardner and Olivia Rose Keegan. Somebody named Sydney Park is also going to be in this. Apparently, she plays Sydney on The Walking Dead. So yeah, it looks good. I really don't have any notes. When does this come out again? June 5th. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be. I think it was like June 12th, but due to the overwhelming excitement for the trailer, they moved it up a week. So I'm glad. I've been very vocal about R-rated comedies just going straight to streaming. I'm like, it's a dumb move. Like, I guess Hollywood felt like it's not even what Hollywood felt. It's a fucking fact. Everybody after the millennials, so like Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they just a bunch of pussies. Like, if you in your 20s, you gotta fucking laugh, okay? You're not being offensive. Okay, comedy can be offensive, but it's not meant to be offensive. You can take offense to it on certain things. Like I just talked about, it was actually Andy Richter. It wasn't even James Woods saying nigga while playing Shake Your Ass. It was funny, but you know, it is what it is. So it's like, stop being bitches and just enjoy comedy. Like Prime Video has a shit ton of comedies that would have made a fuck ton of money, but they're like, nah, let's put those to streaming and put this boring ass I almost said Chris Pine, then I almost said Chris Elliott. What the fucking Chris Pratt movie in theaters that nobody fucking saw? Like Mercy, I don't believe that movie even made a profit. That shit came and went like the plague, and that's why, because the fucking director, I hate this guy, Timur Bekmambetov, or whatever the fuck his name is. He is a horrible director. Yeah, this movie bombed, bro. Box office was 54.3 million, budget 60. You ain't even recoup shit. This is the guy. Oh, fuck. I wish I would have known that he was the director, because he also did he did a movie that I was excited for when it came out because I read the comic, but then it was one of the maybe 5th movies that I saw that wasn't comic accurate, because I'm including the original X-Men movies in there. He did Wanted. He also did last year's infamous 0-rated movie for Prime, War of the Worlds. It's you! It's you! That's how I felt seeing his name. Shout out to Ice Cube for that. So, yeah. Anyway, Scary Movie 6, June 5th. Very excited. So something I'm kind of on the fence about. Lanterns. The trailer for that dropped. I guess it got leaked, so they were like, fuck it, just put it out. I really don't know what to say about this. They said it was going to be like True Detective, but with space cops. And I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? I get it. Damon Lindelof is doing this. He did Watchmen. He did Lost. I honestly don't know how I feel with this little bit of information that I have. Because it feels like it's trying to be like too Earth copish as far as Jon Stewart's training is going from Hal. I mean, like the jumping out of the car and letting it go off the cliff to see if, you know, he can use the ring. I'm like, what? Also, all you motherfuckers complaining about the Green Lantern suit, I don't want to hear shit, okay? Because Ryan Reynolds did that movie in 2011, and I was like, the suit looks good. The only thing was, I don't know if it's because Ryan Reynolds has like a pointy nose. Like the mask, it just like, it didn't feel natural to me. Like it was like it just like sat out like that, like kind of like borderline Pinocchio. Like it was just like kind of sticking out. But yeah, I don't like the suit. The lantern is okay, but I would prefer a comic accurate lantern. Even a comic accurate ring. Like this, like why are we so gun shy to like lean into the comic book campiness of Green Lantern, but we'll do it for like Batman, Superman, The Flash. The man has his costume in his ring. They let that crazy sociopath Ezra Miller do that. So it's like, wow. And so like everybody's quoting Jeff Bridges and Iron Man about because you know Zack Snyder don't tend to let shit go, you know, with his firing from DC and everything. They keep posting the photos of I don't know the name of the brother because he wasn't in the movie, but him is Jon Stewart. And they're like, Zack Snyder was able to do this in the backyard with a box of scraps. So it's like, that's like one of the few times I can give Zack Snyder credit as far as like the DCEU goes. And still no actual release date on this series. It's just sometime in August after Supergirl. Because it was originally supposed to come out before Supergirl, now it's coming out after. I don't know if James is going to see the reception of this or if he's just ignoring it, but I think it's too late to go and do any reshoots or anything like that. And honestly, I kind of want to see like what the final suit looks like. And it also makes no sense that the suit is being hung up in the closet. The suit comes on you when you manifest it with the ring. Okay? But it's not an actual fucking suit. Okay, we got a 30-second teaser trailer for General Thrag and Invincible. Looks good. There's not really much I can say because it was literally 30 seconds. So got to hear a little bit more of Lee Pace's dialogue. Like I said, I would have preferred somebody with a little bit more gravitas to their voice, but or put the Ronin filter on him like they did in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, because I don't know. Honestly don't know if like Lee Pace was actually lowering his voice an octave when he was doing Ronin. Like, what are you doing? I don't know if he was actually doing that or if that was like some voice manipulation that they did like in post production or what. But you don't need to go too deep, but he kind of needs to have like a little bit of bass in his voice. He don't need to sound like Mike from Boyz II Men. Hey girl, I'm a Viltrumite and I'm here to kill you and all your kind. You don't need to do all that, but just some to his voice. That's all I ask for. In The Boys, so we got our first look at Jared Padalecki and Misha Collins in this final season. All we know is that Homelander is looking for the first version of Compound V, aka V1. It looks like they're rounding people up and putting them in internment camps. Very reflective of the current administration. We got to see Marie, but we didn't get to see Jordan and everybody else from Gen V. Kimiko speaks. The Deep is doing a podcast. Okay. I don't think we're getting more than the 8 episodes that we usually get a season. Is it 8 or 10? I can never remember. But April 8th for that. So I'm very excited for that as well. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. So we're gonna be eating well in spring. And early summer with Scary Movie 6. And here's the thing, I don't even think it's called Scary Movie 6. I think it's just called Scary Movie. Also, we got an update on Alien Earth, by the way. So Sydney Chandler, daughter of Kyle Chandler, who's playing Hal Jordan, was at the Texas Film Awards on Tuesday. She basically said that the production for season 2 of Alien Earth will be started in May. Apparently, they are going from Thailand to London's Pinewood Studios, where basically the original Alien movie was shot. Alien 3 and Prometheus. So she said to them that she hasn't seen any scripts for season 2 yet, and Dana Gonzalez, who is the executive producer and producing director, made a post on Instagram and said, super excited to start the journey of Alien Earth Season 2, world building, and the Alien Universe birthplace. So that's good. Can't wait for that. So 2027 for that. I am kind of really getting sick and tired of these shows taking a year and some change to get the production off. But it is what it is at this point. You really can't do much besides complain. So that's all I'm going to do is fucking complain. Video game news. So this one kind of like hurt the PC bros. And I'm like, good. Fuck them. I don't care. So this came out through Bloomberg. It said that Sony has decided to pull back from releasing PlayStation exclusive games on PC. So meanwhile, online games will continue to be released across multiple platforms, but single-player experiences like Ghosts of Yote will stay PS5 exclusives. They didn't put out a press release just yet, but this is Bloomberg, a financial news outlet, and they don't post stuff from scoopers. So I'm pretty sure they got an insider, or Sony told them, but Sony didn't actually put out a statement themselves. So keep in mind, I'm reading this from Bloomberg. This was written on March 4th. It said Sony Group Core no longer plans to release its big PlayStation 5 games on PC. A major shift in strategy that sees the video game maker returning to console exclusivity after 6 years of flirting with multi-platform releases, according to people familiar with the company's plans. Online games such as Marathon and Marvel Tokon will still be released across multiple platforms, especially since, well, I don't know about Marathon, but Marvel Tokon isn't a PlayStation exclusive. But single-player titles such as last year's samurai hit Ghost of Yote and the upcoming action game Sorrows will remain exclusive to PlayStation 5, said the people who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to talk publicly about the company's strategy. The people caution that things could change in the future due to the unpredictable nature of the video game industry, and that Sony's plans are constantly shifting. But in recent weeks, PlayStation scrapped plans to bring Ghost of Yote and other internally developed games to PC. 2 games made by external developers but published by PlayStation, Death Stranding 2 and the upcoming Ken Scars Cosmore are still planned for release on PC this year. A spokesperson for PlayStation declined to comment. And all I can say is, good. Because, hey, you fucking PC modders, I'm sick and tired of the shit, okay? Why are CJ and the fat dude from San Andreas swinging around New York? That's Spider-Man and Miles Morales' job, okay? Not 2 motherfuckers from a whole nother universe. And people are like, Bernard, you're fucking hating. You're goddamn right I'm hating. Stop with the fucking mods. I complained about this shit years ago when Samir was still on the podcast about motherfuckers modding Uncle Ben's headstone as, a playable character in 2018 Spider-Man when it got released on PC in 2019, 2020? I'm like, stop it, okay? It makes no goddamn sense. And I think that's one of the reasons why PlayStation is like, you know what? No, fuck that. Console only. But also, nobody's really buying their games on PC. Like, Spider-Man 2 sold, I think it was 25 million copies on PS5 and ain't even reached 10 on PC. So it's like, what's the point of even changing the code or tweaking or whatever we need to do to put it on PC if motherfuckers ain't gonna buy the damn game on PC? It's like, why waste resources on this shit if nobody's gonna do it? So yeah, keep it PC exclusive. Like, I brought this up in my group chat with Samir and a few friends, and Samir was one of the main people bitching about it. And I'm like, why are you bitching? You have a PlayStation 5. Yeah, but I should be able to do what I want. No, that's not how that fucking works. Just because you own something, that doesn't give you the right to do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. Okay? So, because you bought I'm not even going to use that analogy because that's just nasty. So, because, you bought an oven, you should be able to tweak it and make it run hotter than it's supposed to be? No. Same thing goes for software. You are not, it's actually, I believe it's in the terms and conditions. You are not allowed to mod any type of product whatsoever. But, it is what it is. All right, a console I don't talk about because I don't care about it because, I'm team PlayStation, Xbox. I told you guys there's a lot of shakeups going on over at Xbox at the moment. What's her name? Asha Shar, whatever her name is, I can't remember. Who is now the new CEO of Xbox, starting 2 weeks ago? Put out a tweet on the 5th that said, great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward about chatting about this more with partners in studios at my first GDC next week. I'm guessing GDC is Gamer Development Conference. But yeah, a lot of people were like, hold on, wait a second, because is this going to use AI? And I believe it is. So like everyone's like, nah, get this shit the fuck out of here. So somebody said without exclusives, it'll flop. The biggest question is price. I think it's concerning to those who want to stay on consoles because of their lower fee for entry. Otherwise, why buy an Xbox at $1,000 that has no modular upgrade path when you can get a PC for that? And that's true. Like I want to stay on console, but due to this AI shit, RAM is getting more and more expensive. Like somebody even said Steam Machine would do this and even better. So what's the hype? What's the point of buying a console with exclusives and shitty AI forced onto you? I don't think she said anything about AI being a part of this whatsoever. But I don't. But a lot of people were like, she worked on Microsoft's AI development team. It's Xbox. I really don't give two flying fucks about it. All right, so I'm pretty much at the end of this episode. Like I told you guys last week, I was going to talk about Scream 7 and all the drama that went through Scream 7 as, development for the movie and everything. So, as we know, a year ago, 2 years ago, Melissa Barrera was fired for speaking out against Israel over the basically genocide of Palestine. And people were calling her anti-Zionist. And people just flipped the whole narrative on what she was saying. She wasn't saying, Iranians don't deserve to live. She was speaking out against the government. Not Iranian, Israelis don't deserve to live, but she was speaking out against the government. And a lot of people have been speaking out against the government. Like, I could have sworn, if I'm not mistaken, Benjamin Netanyahu was going to be tried as a war criminal before everything that happened on October 7th of 2023. It's been 3 years already. So yeah, that happened. And then obviously, Nev Campbell declined to come back for Scream 6 due to wanting more money. And they're like, yeah, we ain't got it. So not only did the director Christopher Landon left due to online bullying because, they're like, you fired Nev Campbell. He's the director. He's not the producer. He's not the executive producer. He is the director. Okay? So he basically said, fuck y'all. I'm going to probably go work on Happy Death Day 3 or whatever. So Kevin Williamson, co-creator of the franchise, wrote the first one, created Dawson's Creek, co-wrote this one, had to come in and step in as a director. I don't think he's ever directed before this. And this movie cost $500 million to rewrite. They had to scramble to get Nev Campbell to come back because it's like, we lost Melissa due to firing her. Jenna stood by her. Jasmine Savoy Brown and Mason, Mason Gooding, the only two people from 5 and 6 left who aren't legacy characters. So we got to figure out how to make this work. So they pulled up the Brinks truck to Nev Campbell's house and said, "Hey, here's $7 million. You want to come back?" It's like, yeah, cool. Now you got me. And so, then they're like, okay, how are we gonna make this work? We got to figure out a way to do this. So they brought back Matthew Lillard. What's his name? David Arquette. And what was his name? He played Sydney's brother. Scott Foley. And it was what it was. So this is kind of leaning into spoiler territory. So let's just go ahead and cue up the spoiler alert. So they had the premiere. There were people boycotting outside. Kevin Williamson said that, they have the right to protest, and, it sucks that, they didn't, bring Melissa back. But, everything has just been kind of going to shit with this movie, at the premiere. So, Mason Gooding, it's kind of sucks that Melissa isn't here, but she's on the Copenhagen contestant, whatever. So good luck to her, whatnot. And it's like, yeah, I don't talk to her or Jenna in real life. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So I guess he was talking to him on social media, but apparently Melissa doesn't even follow him. And so then somebody posted an Instagram story basically saying fuck the protests that were happening outside of the movie. And Anna Camp, who stars in the movie, reshared that. And then on March 1st, she said on Twitter, it's come to my attention that I reposted somebody else's story that does not reflect my personal beliefs. I have since deleted the repost because I absolutely meant no harm. I'm sorry for to anyone who was affected. It's like, so you just repost shit without watching it or like trying to, get the discernment of it. But yeah, so movie debuted, I think it's like a 40 on Rotten Tomatoes, but this is not something I care about. It's actually at a 32, so it's the lowest rated Scream movie. Like Scream 4 was originally the worst one, but whatever. Anyway, so we get a cold open with my boy Johnny Taprow, who was on Home Economics with Topher Grace and his girlfriend. They basically go to Stu's house, which is basically been turned into a tourist attraction in Westboro, with the rumor that Stu might have survived, getting a TV crunch on his head in the first Scream movie. But his name is Scott and his girlfriend's name is Madison. They get killed by Ghostface, who then sets the house on fire. Meanwhile, Sydney is living in Indiana with her husband, Mark, and her children. Tatum, who is basically named after her friend Tatum, who died in the first Scream, got crushed by the garage door, if you don't remember. So Sydney gets a call from Ghostface, who then does a video call and reveals himself to be Stu. It's like, yeah, I'm going after you and your family because of what the fuck you did to me. Chaos ensues. McKenna Grace gets killed in like the first 20 minutes of the movie. And some other dude, because basically they're working on a production of, I guess, Peter Pan. I'm like, damn, how you kill Phoebe Springler in like the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie? And honestly, the movie was okay. It's just like, I was talking to Jared about this because he saw it before me, because Jared's the only person I know who is a diehard Scream fanatic. He was like, yeah, it kind of has like a third act problem. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out for myself. And I was like, he's right. It does have a third act problem, but it is what it is. What can you do at this point? It kind of made no sense about Sydney's neighbor being obsessed with her to the point where, she saw her as like an inspiration to kill her abusive husband. But okay. I am sick and tired of Randy's niece and nephew, Mindy and Chad, getting stabbed like every 2 seconds in every single movie and not dying. Like, Chad, I believe he got his throat slit and he still survived and was able to talk at the end of the movie. But, suspension of disbelief, whatever. I'm like, damn, yo, they killed my boy Sam from Gen V. He got killed by his own mama. Make that make sense. But anyway, all in all, I enjoyed the movie. The Scream franchise is not one of those franchises that I go back and rewatch. I can honestly say, I don't think I've ever rewatched a Scream movie more than once, like since Scream 3. So, in my fair opinion, I'm going to have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. That's mainly because there's third act problem, shit that makes no sense. It is what it is. Alright guys, so I am done talking. That was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to w.gg. Use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order, excluding any licensed anime collaborations. And they just put out some new tumblers or shakers, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, go get those. No movies came out this week that I plan on reviewing. But I believe in 2 weeks I will be having a movie to review. I can't remember. I would have to look at the list of movies coming out. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm about to go stream some Arkham City. And peace out.